We live in a modern age where the average man is a slave to a flickering screen, a hollow ghost of a hunter who has traded his spear for a keyboard. He is perpetually starving, his eyes darting with a frantic, hollow hunger that every woman can smell from a mile away. This desperation is a chemical repellent, a cold wind that blows through the corridors of social interaction, signaling a man who has no fortress and no center. When a man cannot control his own impulses, he announces to the entire world that he is a creature of mere circumstance and weakness. But there is a rare breed of man who has discovered the ancient, jagged key to a different kind of kingdom. He is the man who looks at the flame and does not reach out to touch it, choosing instead to let the heat forge his own internal, unyielding armor of iron. Semen retention is the silent practice of this internal alchemy, a secret rebellion against a culture that profits from your weakness and your constant depletion. It is the steady accumulation of a masculine gravity that eventually becomes impossible for the feminine spirit to ignore or forget in this life or next. Women do not respect what they can easily possess, for the human heart is designed to value that which requires a monumental effort to attain. When you control your desire, you remove yourself from the bargain bin of humanity and place yourself on a pedestal of rare, quiet, and profound mystery. Respect is the foundation of attraction, and respect is born from the observation of a man who can say no to himself. If you can conquer the most powerful urge known to biology, then you signal that you can conquer anything the world throws at your feet with total, absolute confidence. The hook is this: the moment she looks into your eyes and realizes that her beauty, her charm, and her grace cannot break the titanium seal of your discipline. It is a moment of pure, terrifying clarity that sends a shiver down the spine of the entire social order and existence. Most men are like open books with missing pages, desperate to be read by anyone who passes by on the street. But you are a locked vault, a sanctuary of energy that only yields its secrets to those who have proven their own worth through time and sincere, deep, soulful devotion. In the presence of a retained man, a woman feels a sense of safety that is paradoxically born from his potential for intense, controlled power. She senses that he is the master of his own house, and therefore he can be a stable anchor in the chaotic sea of modern life. The respect she feels is not a conscious choice, but a biological imperative that screams from the depths of her ancestral memory. She recognizes the traits of the protector, the provider, and the king who has sacrificed his short-term pleasure for the long-term glory of his personal, rising global empire. There is a subtle change in the way she speaks to you, a lowering of the voice and a careful selection of words. She is no longer just interacting with another man. She is treading carefully around a source of energy that feels ancient, holy, and slightly dangerous to her heart's peace. Desire is a wild horse, and most men are being dragged through the mud by its unbridled, frantic strength. But the man on retention has grabbed the reins with bloodied hands and forced the beast to walk at his command, turning raw chaos into a beautiful, rhythmic, and powerful, steady gait. She watches this struggle from the sidelines, mesmerized by the sheer willpower it takes to remain composed while the world is screaming for you to indulge. Your restraint acts as a mirror, reflecting her own depth and challenging her to rise to a higher level of being and beautiful consciousness. The chase is a fundamental part of the feminine experience, but it only works if the prize is worth the effort of the journey. By holding back your essence, you create a vacuum of mystery that she feels compelled to fill with her own attention, energy, and deep, lasting affection. This is not a game of manipulation or pick-up tactics. It is the raw, unadulterated truth of masculine sovereignty in its purest form. You are not pretending to be uninterested. You are genuinely focused on a mission that is far more important than any fleeting, temporary, and physical human encounter. As the months pass, your body begins to project a signal of high status that is completely independent of your social standing or wealth. It is a biological signature of health and vitality that speaks of a genetic lineage that is worth preserving and respecting through the ages and the stars. She senses the density of your character, a weightiness that makes her feel small and protected in a way that words cannot describe. It is the feeling of leaning against a mountain, knowing that no matter how hard the wind blows, the mountain will never, ever move or crumble away. The respect deepens when she realizes that your attention is a scarce resource that must be earned, not just given away for free. In a world where men offer their souls for a single smile, your silence and your focus are worth more than 1,000 empty, desperate, and hollow compliments. There is a suspenseful tension that builds between the retained man and the women in his life, a feeling that something significant is about to happen. It is the electricity of a storm that is perpetually held at bay, a tension that is both exhausting and deeply, beautifully, intensely exhilarating. You will notice that she starts to seek your approval in small, subtle ways, looking for a nod or a smile that confirms her worth. This is because your approval has become the gold standard of her social environment, a reward for her own grace and her natural, flowing, feminine beauty. She respects the fact that you have a limit, a line in the sand that she cannot cross without facing the consequences of your discipline. This boundary is the most attractive thing a man can possess, for it proves that he has a soul that belongs to him and him alone. Even in moments of intimacy, the respect remains, for she knows that you are not losing yourself in the act, but sharing a part of your fire. You are the conductor of the symphony, and she is the instrument that responds to your steady, confident, and very masterful rhythmic touch. The tragedy of the modern man is that he thinks respect is something he can buy or beg for in the dark. But respect is only found in the cold, hard light of self-denial, in the moments when you choose your purpose over the easy, hollow, and decaying path of pleasure. Your aura becomes a shield that prevents her from ever seeing you as disposable or common, for you have made yourself into a rarity. You are the diamond that was formed under the crushing pressure of your own desires, and she can see the sparkle from many miles away today. As you walk this path, you will feel a profound sense of pride that has nothing to do with the external world or others. It is the quiet joy of a man who knows he can trust himself, a man who has finally become the hero of his own internal story. The emotional weight of this realization will often bring you to your knees in the quiet hours of the deep, dark night. You will realize how much you have lost in the past, and how much you have gained in the fires of your own recent, hard-won, total self-mastery. The suspense of your new life is the constant question of what you will do with all this power and all this respect. You are standing at the helm of a massive ship, and the ocean is wide, deep, and full of both beauty and terrible, dark, and unknown danger. She is watching you now, her eyes filled with a mixture of longing and a profound, silent reverence for the man you are. You have become the archetype, the legend, the father, and the king that she has been searching for her whole entire life in the shadows of men. If this video gave you real value, tap the thanks button. Your support helps me keep creating deeper content like this. Every thanks is a spark that keeps this mission alive. Your support means more than you know. Real wisdom deserves real energy. Drop a thanks to fuel the next level. Do not blink, and do not let the fire go out, for the world needs the light of a man who can control himself. Your discipline is the greatest gift you can give to the feminine, for it provides the structure upon which all true love and beauty are finally built. The journey ends in a place of total, silent peace, where the respect of the world is just a reflection of the respect you have for yourself. You are no longer chasing the sun. You have become the sun, and the world is finally, beautifully, and eternally orbiting around you.